Hi, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well today. I'm back with another question that I recently received. The question states, I picked someone who could raise my kids if I died, but what would happen if I was in the hospital for a few weeks? I'm a single mom and I don't have family close by. So that's a great question, and good for you that you already have something in place to take care of your kids in the event something happens to you and you pass away. Look at that nomination of guardian and make sure that it also contains a provision that a guardian can be appointed if you're incapacitated. Now, obviously, a guardian is appointed by the court for a long-term solution. You've passed away or you've become incapacitated to the point where you're not going to recover to be able to take care of your kids, which is not your question. But keep that in mind for future. But for the current situation, what I would like to point out is that the parent or the father in this situation of your child would have first priority to be your child's caregiver. And let's say he's not in the picture or he resides out of town, out of state. What you can then do is one of two things. If you live in California, and your mom or a cousin or a relative wants to take care of your child, there's actually a form called the Caregiver's Authorization Affidavit. And by law, schools and medical providers are obligated to accept it. So with this affidavit, it's actually filled out not by you, but by the person that's taking care of your child. So let's say, God forbid, you were afflicted with COVID-19, you're in the hospital, you're on a ventilator, you haven't done any other documents to nominate a guardian in case of your incapacity. Then, for example, your cousin could step in and fill out the affidavit and say that she or he is going to be the caregiver for your child for an indefinite period of time. Now, this caregiver's authorization affidavit, in order to be the caregiver for a minor child, you have to be related to the child by blood or marriage. So for example, if your aunt wanted to be your child's caregiver, she could fill this out. Let's say your brother-in-law, who's not related by blood but by marriage, wants to be the caregiver, he could fill this out. So it doesn't really help you out if your best friend wants to be the caregiver. But this affidavit is revocable by the parent. So if you have a family member that fills out the form and you then regain your capacity, you tear it up, it's no longer in effect. So back to your situation where you don't have family nearby, my suggestion would be to write out a nomination of a guardian, and you can say that, in the event I'm incapacitated for a short period of time, I authorize my friend Mary Smith to be the caregiver or the care provider for my child, and I authorize my child to live with her while I'm in the hospital. And my suggestion would be, if you could get that document notarized. It doesn't have to be notarized, but I find that doctors, schools, hospitals are a little bit more impressed by the fact that it's notarized, and it's further evidence that you were the one that actually signed the document, not some random person signed it. You can also have it witnessed, put a witness attestation clause on that. That's really the only thing you can do. Unfortunately, I can't guarantee you that that's going to work. The only legal document that actually works in this situation is when a guardian is appointed by the court. There's a court order, there's letters of guardianship issued. I mean, that's very official, and everyone, schools, doctors, hospitals, banks, they all accept that document. But in the interim, if you find yourself in a pinch, that would be my suggestion. And I'm going to put this caregiver affidavit. I'll put the link down below so you can click on it. If for whatever reason the link doesn't work, all I did was I Googled caregiver's authorization affidavit and I put California. And this was, I believe I found it on a court website. I can't remember exactly which one it was. It might have been, it was either San Diego or Sacramento, but Google it. I'm going to put the link below, make it really easy for you to find it. Hopefully this was helpful, and have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.